Hello everyone, this is Huntsman9, and today I'm making a video about this game called Multiversus. I need to say this because Multiversus is not a Smash Bros. Killer. It really isn't. You barely have any good characters in this game. The only characters that are actually holding this game up are like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn, and Shaggy. That's literally all you have that's actually carrying this game along right now. If DC was actually serious about making a Smash Bros. Killer, they would have made a DC versus Shonen Jump, or DC versus Marvel versus Shonen Jump. That would be a Smash Bros. Killer. That's what you call a Smash Bros. Killer. This right here, this is mediocre. This is mid-tier. Really, literally. And I'm going to show you what, some real characters look like for a Cartoon Network game. Or if you want to call it, Cartoon Network Smash Bros. Or Multiversus game. What have you. I'll show you some real characters. But before that, I need to say just this one last thing. This is almost similar to how DC hit and missed. What do I mean by that? Well, remember what happened with the Batman vs. Superman movie? It was just overrated. And really, it was just to hype up Batman being edgy. And that was the whole problem with that movie as well. We got a Batman vs. Superman movie, which is something we've seen tons of times, over and over and over again, right? Before a live action, people haven't seen it. But it's just like, it's hardly anything new. It's just live action. So I'm sitting here like, why didn't they just do a Superman versus Goku movie? They should have made a live-action Superman versus Goku. That would have been a better idea. And it's like the same thing with this Multiversus. You don't really have any characters in this game that's really holding up, except for characters like I mentioned with the DC characters and ECC. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Look at this, Ben 10. This is a real Cartoon Network character. And I'm not talking about that wannabe Ben 10 character that they have on Cartoon Network right now. You know the one I'm talking about with the bad animation and everything. I'm talking about this Ben 10. Teenager Ben 10. This, or even the original Ben 10. This is what a real Cartoon Network character looks like. All these different transformations. And again, this would have been a way better character to put in your, especially in a game like this. DC's always missing opportunities like this. A character like Ben 10, right? Like, why are they so important? Because he's similar to like Beast Boy. And you're probably thinking right now, what do you mean by missed opportunity? Well, if you didn't know about the game Injustice 2, Ed Boon, they could have put Beast Boy in that game, right? But people speculated they didn't want to put Beast Boy in because they didn't know how to animate him, or they didn't feel like trying to actually animate, his animations for when he transforms and stuff like that when it comes to his beast transformations. And this is the same thing, like the same case with Ben 10. Like, why don't they just put Ben 10 in and have him do like these transformation combos, or you know what I'm saying? And by the way, what I mean by how this is not a Smash Bros. Killer is because look at the graphics, look at the art style. Is that really something that's gonna really work? And this is a mobile game, by the way, as well. I know people play a mobile game, but it's just like when it comes to controls and stuff, you might as well be using a controller and hook it up with the Bluetooth. It's kind of like one of those tedious things, like who's really gonna do that? Who's gonna bother with that? It's just like, put the game on the big screen. Put the game on PS5, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, what have you. And give us those real graphics. It's the same thing with the Nickelodeon Smash game. Nickelodeon All-Stars. They're using this, I understand it's for children, but still, it's just like, you're really expecting these results to be better than Smash, and you barely have the graphics to even work with the game. You barely have the voice acting to fit the game as well. Do you see what I'm saying here? And like I said, if Ben 10's not in this game, that's a huge missed opportunity. But even then, like I said, graphics and mechanics go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Good gameplay and good graphics, they go hand in hand, they work very well. especially if you want to beat a game like Smash Bros. Now look at this character, Generator Rex, another real Cartoon Network character for Multiversus. And people are always talking about how they want more Latino or Hispanic, characters for representation. Here you go. There's one right here, especially for a superhero representation for Latino or Hispanic character. Should have been had this character. People talk about, Blue Beetle, and I'm just like, what about this character? Why is no one promoting this character? And not just about promotion. This is what a real action-packed character looks like for a game like Multiversus. If you wanna know what makes this character so different from Cyborg and Blue Beetle, he's basically a cybernetic giant. Yeah, like a character that can get as big as Godzilla, and he has a different, all these different transformations and stuff like that. He uses giant weapons and tools that makes him vastly different. He uses nanites in his body. He even turns his arm into a giant sword that almost looks like something that a character like Cloud Strife would use with his Buster Sword. This character is very underrated. Now look at this show. This show is called Chaotic. You know what Smash Brothers doesn't have? Yu-Gi-Oh! Why would that be important? Because this is a card game, right? But it's more than just that. See, this card game is actually better than Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm not just, I'm not just overhyping that or just saying that. It's literally better than Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of how broken Yu-Gi-Oh! Is right now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is literally just a cash grab. It takes no skill to win. All it takes is, basically it's like DLC. Get the strongest card out of the booster pack that nobody can do anything against, and you win. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is right now. Not hardcore like it used to be. And by the way, this is a Cartoon Network show as well. I had to mention that because all the other characters I just mentioned, they're also part of Cartoon Network. So you get what I mean? So for basically what I mean by, why it's important for me to mention Cartoon Network is that it makes it that much easier to bring those characters into Multiversus or Multiversus game. Maybe a Multiversus 2 where they actually get serious with the graphics and the characters and the voices and lines and stuff. So how this character works, basically, somewhat similar to Beast Boy, Ben 10, and Blue Beetle. You're probably like, oh, that's just a copy character, why would you put that in? Because there is a big difference between them. For one, this has to do with, a TCG character. But not only that, this is kind of like the anti-Yugi-Moto type of character. Alright, but now I'm really going to get into is that, so characters like Tom, right, in their universe, they actually the cards that they use, basically a monster-based game, they use things that's kind of similar to skins, like DLC kind of type of thing, downloadable content type, kind of like that. These characters basically have technology to where they basically become the monster that they scanned. Basically kind of like a VR type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's basically like that type of thing. So there's that, and it's not just that. In their universe, aside from Tom, let's say if he becomes a certain monster, right? Like the one in green right here that you see that he usually turns into, which is Maxor, right? Not only will he have he'll be this this specific character, he could also do things like he could also use items in his RPG game, what you see right here is called gear. So basically he can have a variety of he could use a variety of different weapons, tools, and armor. So you imagine him just switching to different, you know, monsters and then switching different types of gear and different types of weapons. This would be a pretty good character, even a hype character. This would be a tier character right here. Especially when you think about taking into account all the different abilities those tools and weapons use, even gear. And not only that, he could use things that's similar to like there's also this RPG like element or tool that's used in the chaotic universe. So with music, there's like various different effects that they could use. Like it's similar to like having the character to be buffed, or basically things like traps and different things like that. And what would make this particular character interesting for a game like Multiversus is like the stage that they could use for this game, or location is what they would call it for the chaotic universe. And just so you know, like Music is basically kind of like the trap card version from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Chaotic, basically their version of a trap card, or other like extra cards that you use for your monsters to boost them up or to defend, that type of thing. So obviously, this is what a real Cartoon Network character looks like. Again, for those that just don't know, like this is top tier right here. Character design, combat, moveset, martial arts, all that stuff. And again, shows like this are very underrated. And next we have Tom from Toonami from Cartoon Network. Now this character could be like a playable character, or maybe he could be like an announcer or something like that. Or kind of like a hype man type of character as well. You know what I'm saying? Or judge for, the voice acting and stuff. And again, real Cartoon Network character. Now what about Megas XLR? Now this show easily would be good in a Multiversus game. You know what I'm saying? What real Cartoon Network characters look like. You want to see a real female Cartoon Network character? It's this one right here, Kiva. Pretty good at martial arts, alien-like character. This should be a character right here in Multiversus. Really don't understand why characters like this aren't even in a game like Multiversus. These are real Cartoon Network characters. Now this character should have been in Multiversus. I want to say that basically a character like this, that he's a Cartoon Network exclusive character. He's from the DC series. His name's Red X, a very popular character. He should be in Multiversus. Now for the people that want to say that Multiversus is a Smash Bros. Killer, no, this is what a real Smash Bros. Killer looks like. Especially a Marvel vs. Capcom killer, or even a DC versus almost anything killer. This is what a Smash Bros. Killer actually looks like. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of all the plethora of characters and different variety of characters, especially the ones that people really like Goku and Naruto and Luffy, for instance, or like the big three, like Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach, that kind of thing. It's hype. And it's just like, when it comes to like anime games, for instance, like Jump Stars, or stuff like that, games like that have been getting very popular as far as anime collaboration games, or Jump, anything that has to do with like Jump All Stars or stuff like that. It's making tons of money, and these people have barely even, like, some of the people in game developing have barely even put any work or effort into these games, and they're still making sales off of these games. From people that just want to support the game because of anime, or because of people that actually like, all these characters and things like that. And I just now, like I just recently noticed that this particular character, you're probably thinking like, why is this character important? Because this is basically Shonen Jump's first black female character for a manga. This is their first black character. Just so you know what I'm saying is that this is Shonen Jump's first black female main character. That's big. You know what I'm saying? You probably think like, what does that matter? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to representation, and other than just representation, it's just like this character, if this character makes it into a Smash game, right? I mean like a anime fighters type of game, you know how hype and big that's gonna be for the, you know, anime community, even people who don't even know about anime. And what I also mean by you don't really get it, or you don't get what I mean by why this black character is so special or why she matters, is because look at Smash Bros. When's the last time they actually had black character representation? And legit, Smash Bros doesn't really have any black characters, by the way. It's like, and don't try and give me those excuses like, oh well, you could use an alt color. No, stop it. Where's the real black character representation? Seriously. Stop playing. You know, this is the type of thing that makes sales. And the main reason why I'm saying that, and I'm not just the only one, there's a bunch of people saying that anime fighters, I'm sure some, at least some, I believe, are saying that, you know, Jump Fighters is basically, you know, the Marvel vs. Capcom killer, stuff like that. But for me, I already know, like, this is not just a Marvel vs. Capcom killer, but even like a DC versus anything killer, a Multiversus killer, or even a Smash Bros. Killer, easily. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that just to brag. The reason why I'm saying this is because look at all the moves that DC and Marvel have been making. They have not been making the right choices. Not just roster, but like just things that make people irritated when it comes to their comics. Certain things that they've been doing that people dislike, or, you know, they just don't want anymore. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. That's one of the main reasons why I say like a game like this would be a Multiversus killer or a Smash Bros. Killer, or, you know, what have you, Marvel's Capcom killer. Stuff like that. You know, I didn't mean to be repetitive, but you know what I'm saying? This is the truth. And this is Huntsman9. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'm out.